So let's jump into it, shall we? So when
Yes.
were you diagnosed, and at what stage were you diagnosed with?
So I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in September 2017.
Tell me about can you tell us a little bit about your whole treatment process?
Yeah, absolutely. So I first had to have an operation. They wouldn't do any treatment before my operation. So that was a big operation that I had to have. And then after that, I had to go through 6 months of chemotherapy. I'd have one every 3 weeks, which made me feel really awful and sick and yucky. And then after that 3 months, I'd have another 3 months of once a week for pretty much 12 weeks. And then I had to do 5 weeks of radiation, which was every day for 5 weeks.
From that treatment process, what were your biggest fears, and what were the things that you were most apprehensive about?
I was very anxious about a lot of it, and I know with my first session of chemotherapy, the nurse had to put the cannula, so the needle, in my hand, and she missed the vein 3 times. So that was a really rough start to the first treatment, and I had a lot more to go. So that made me really anxious, sweaty hands every time I went in, but I just knew that I had to just do it.
That's great. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I have one last question for you. Now that you are a cancer survivor and you've got through all your treatments and so on, how are you living your life differently? And can you give us maybe some examples of how your life has changed?
I get asked this question quite a lot, actually, and I don't really do a lot different in my life, to be honest. The only thing I do and think about is not to sweat the little things. That's one thing that I don't do anymore, which some people might say, oh, you could have changed your diet, could have done this, could have done that. I just continue doing what I do, but with a little bit of a different outlook on such things. So just grateful for what I have, grateful for grateful for my family, just not caring about little things anymore, which used to stress me out. I just don't let it do that anymore.
Thanks, Ange. Thank you so much for sharing that amazing story with us, and hopefully you stay in this cancer-free state for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed speaking with you. Thanks, Robbie.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.